Rick Borcio, TopVelocity.net. Did a video the other day talking about how the back leg drive, the study shows, has a high correlation to linear wrist velocity. What is linear wrist velocity? I talked about it in the last video. This video I want to talk about the front leg braking forces, because that, in the studies, show has a high correlation to ball velocity. So I want you to understand the difference between the two, but also how they both work together to ultimately create the ball velocity. So the braking forces in high velocity pitchers has been shown to be up to 250% of their body weight hitting front leg. Studies show those pitchers land in flexion, but finish in more extension at pitch release in the high velocity pitchers. So how does the back leg contribute to the front leg braking forces is important to understand, because we're not hitters here. We're not in these short strides just spinning. We're actually building long strides with studies linked typically to high velocity. So what we're doing is we're using the distance of the stride, we're using the decline of the mound to build more momentum, and we're riding on this one leg for 3/4 of our delivery to help build that momentum or that linear wrist velocity initially, and also to create a bigger impact at front foot, more ground forces, more braking forces, which all correlate to ball velocity. The best way to understand that is kind of go back to the car analogy like I did with the drive leg. If I'm going to drive a car down a hill and hit a wall, that's going to be my front leg. The wall, the car is going to be in my hips as I ride my back leg to accelerate, and the hill is going to be the decline of the mound. The faster in that car I hit that wall, the more I'm going to want to fly out the car, right? So if I hit that wall at about 20 miles an hour, not going to have a big impact on things coming out of the car. But if I hit that wall at 100 miles an hour, big impact on the things coming out of the car. So that's our same focus on the mount. We want to lift, get on the only leg on the ground. We want to ride it, build that linear wrist velocity, and then we want to impact front foot as we stabilize and kick back to then transfer all that energy into the ball. That's why the back leg doesn't correlate to ball velocity, because it's what's pushing the car. The car doesn't transfer the energy to the objects out of the car until the front leg gets involved, engages, brakes, and then it transfers the energy. So those who say the back leg has no correlation to ball velocity, therefore it's not important, it's because you only have a part of the equation. It's just a part of the equation building the energy to the front foot to then transfer all the energy in the ball. So technically you have to have them both. You can't just have the front leg, because if we did, then we'd all just open up and try to stick our front legs with little strides to throw hard. So now the back leg is what gives us that bigger braking force at front foot to transfer all that energy in the ball, like the person hitting in an accident wanting to fly out of the car. So if you really want to learn more about how this works, really get into the intricacies, and then how the upper body transfers all that energy most efficiently, I have a 3-part video series at TopVelocity.net/100 miles per hour. It'll help you truly understand how all this works and become a high velocity pitcher.